Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to share with you my personal example of how my free speech has been taken away. Please do me a favor, anywhere you can, like, share, subscribe, and if you can, go ahead and support my work because it helps me keep things going. And you can support me with any contribution you can. That would be appreciated. Now, before I get started, I want to thank our sponsor. It's buygodsmoney.com. Most people are concerned about the global economy as well as in the United States specifically. Some are so concerned that they want to protect themselves and their family by purchasing physical silver. BuyGodsMoney.com offers an extremely affordable way for you to have 1 ounce silver coins and some gold as well delivered quickly right to your front door. You can order just one coin or as many as you would like. In addition, if you know others that would like to protect their financial well being, you can, if you wish, share the ability to have God's money delivered to their front door as well and earn some money for doing so. In my opinion, it makes absolute sense because I feel silver and gold will never be worth zero. Please visit buygodsmoney.com. That's BUYGODS money.com as soon as possible so you can protect your family today. Thank you. So, um, now I believe in common sense and keeping things simple as possible, and hopefully I can do that like I always do with my videos today. With that being said, let's get into today's topic. Our given rights are being stolen from every American citizen. And you need to really open your eyes and pay very close attention to what's happening. So basically, here is what's happened to me. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I did a video about Joe Biden's State of the Union address. And what happened was I posted the video. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm just giving my opinion, my thoughts on exactly, what he said. And me personally, and as well as a lot of people that have a brain, feel that he's lied throughout the years. But I'm telling you that there is a lot of mistruths and lies in his speech. So I voiced my opinion. And let me share my screen and show you what they sent to me once I posted that. Let's take a look right here. Okay, I'm going to share it. And as you can see right here, this is what I got in my inbox. They removed my content because of misinformation. Now, this is this is misinformation, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Okay, so let me just explain something here. Whose right is it to decide that the average American citizen, people around the world, whoever it is, whose right is it to decide we're not going to allow that information to go out? Okay, never in my life have I ever heard of so much about misinformation and all these other things. If you want to talk about misinformation, maybe we should talk about the misinformation provided by all the Democrats out there. Okay, Joe Biden specifically. So if you had the opportunity to look at my video, you'll be able to look at it on Rumble because it's still there. I did two videos, part one and part two, regarding the State of the Union, and I talked specifically about some of the things he said in the speech. And on that part one, I even did, I got some information from some other folks that talked about all of the lies he said, even throughout the years prior to the State of the Union address. So the bottom line is what's happening is mistruths, lies are being put out there. And if you say a lie enough, you'll begin to believe it. Now, think about this for a minute. If all people hear is one side of the story, not the other side of the story, they don't hear differences of opinions, it is not a good thing, especially if it's lies and mistruths. So I feel that we're living in some kind of a matrix situation, whereas the people that are believing the lie, and there's a book out there called The People of the Lie. It's a good book, but if you're always hearing a lie, you're in the matrix. If you believe that, you're part of the matrix. And so many people need to be red pilled, meaning become, get their eyes opened up to what's really going on. So it's horrible of what is going on. So Google and YouTube and Facebook and all these other, woke big tech companies can decide what is misinformation and not allow you to talk about it. The bottom line is everybody should be able to provide their information, even if it's lies. Okay? Even all speech is free speech. You understand? If they're not allowing something to be said, that is wrong. It goes against our First Amendment. So the bottom line is I'm going to talk a little bit more about what's going on in our country and with free speech and everything's being censored and silenced and everything. So we're going to talk about that right now. But I can tell you that it's not a good situation at all that we are in, where you can't have a conversation with people, you can't share your thoughts with people without it being silenced. That is not free speech. That goes against our First Amendment for free speech. All right. And it's wrong, and we need to address it right away. All right. So let me go ahead and continue. In our First Amendment, freedom of speech is being stolen from the American citizens, like I said. And I'm trying to follow my notes, so bear with me. So here's the real definition. Okay. I'm going to give you the real definition. The right to express. This is the definition of free speech: the right to express any opinions without censorship or restraint. Okay, that's wrong right there. They censored me. They didn't allow my opinion of free speech to go out there. And all people hear is one side of the story, and that's wrong, and that's horrible, and it can destroy America, which it is. It actually is destroying America. So here's the rest of the definition: the right to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas of all kinds by any means. Freedom of speech is the right to freedom of expression, applies to ideas of all kinds, including those that may be deeply offensive. So let's just face it: hate speech is free speech. Okay? All speech is free speech, and it should be allowed. And once you receive, okay, here's some information I received, and here's the other information I received, what do I believe? Okay, there's no reason for companies to say, oh, that's not true, that's not allowed. Wrong. It's big. It's a big problem. So here's how free speech is being stolen from the people. Number one, our independent thoughts are being silenced and censored, as you can see. So if you say anything that goes against what the leaders or rules, against the leaders or rules or whatever's going on with these Democrats, okay, they want you to say you will be silenced. And how are you silenced? Okay, mainstream news. So I call it the fake news, just like President Trump does. He's the one that started it, and I agree 1000%. Mainstream news will not allow your thoughts to even be shared at all. If you think about that, that's horrible. Okay. Your mainstream news outlets will not even have people who have a different thought on their news programs. Now, why? It's because free speech is not allowed, because it would allow people to see and listen to the other side and realize that the other side makes sense. See, a lot of things that I talk about is common sense. And I realize nowadays, if you're still supporting the ideology and stuff of liberalism, okay. But the Democrats, I like to call them, they have completely lost their way. Okay. And to me, it's evil. It's a spiritual warfare. It's evil, and the only way you're going to know it is to hear the other side of the story. And if you still agree, hey, It's totally cool, but I don't think you're going to agree once you hear both sides of the story. Here's another thing: social media. Because the people cannot be heard on mainstream news, the people have decided to make their thoughts heard on the internet and social media. So if you say anything that goes against the narrative, you will be silenced. How is that? Your post will be flagged as misinformation, just like my darn video. Okay. Misinformation is information and it's free speech. I keep saying it, but it just bugs me, okay? And ultimately you'll have to delete your post that you believe is correct because they said so. Wait a minute. Free speech is free speech, right? Since when did the American citizen become too stupid to determine for themselves if something is true or not? It is not up to the government or big tech or like companies like Google and Facebook, etc., to decide if something is misinformation or not. It used to be Twitter as well. But guess what? Elon Musk bought Twitter and he's exposing everything. And now Twitter is more free speech than it ever has been. So it's up to you. That is what free speech is, right? So the minute someone is silenced and other people, the other person is the one at fault, not the person that spoke. Okay. So we cannot allow silencing of free speech at all. Now, also what happens is with social media, you're trolled, you're attacked, you're harassed verbally, legally, physically. And if you say something they don't like, they will harass you everywhere you go on social media, the internet, take your book deals away, close your social media accounts down, close your bank accounts, and everything else. It is way too many to discuss. But here is the bottom line: they will try to shut you completely down. That's the goal. They want to silence you completely and beat you to a pulp. Maybe not physically, sometimes physically, but if you can't do business, if you can't have a bank account, if you can't talk, if you can't do anything, it can hurt really bad. Okay, it's tough. It's tough for people to believe in the Constitution, the right to free speech, the right to bear arms, and all of that. It's very tough, but we have to stand, we have to fight against this crap. Okay. So look at what they've done to many prominent people. Let me give you another example who dared to simply speak freely, including a president of the United States of America, the highest office you can hold, the leader of the free world who was voted by the people. They closed Trump's Twitter account when it was the other owner. They closed his account. Now, they will also physically attack you, like I said, you and your family, and put you and them in the hospital. It's horrible. Free speech is free speech, and that's it. Whoever is trying to silence free speech is the bad ones. Think about it. Whoever is trying to silence free speech, they're the bad ones. In this case, it is all of the Democrats because they are the puppets of the global leaders who are trying so hard to create and push the one world order. A dictatorship over you, puny little people of America and the world. Now, we cannot allow your voice to be silenced no matter what. That is the first reason you need to always think about voting Republican all the way. Anytime there's votes, you need to vote Republican. Now, one thing I want to say here, um, people like college students and others a little bit older, maybe, they were asked why they were voting for, they said they were voting Democrat, and they asked, why are you voting Democrat? And the answers blew me away. They were saying that it's because we always voted Democrat, or my parents told me, or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrat Party, I used to be a part of the Democrat Party. It is no longer what it used to be. I switched over to Republican the minute I saw that Trump was running for president back in 2015. And the Democrat Party has moved so far left, they are socialist communist dictators. All right. They don't want anyone to have free speech. You can't go to church. Think about it. During the pandemic, people could go to a liquor store that was open. You couldn't go to church. And then when the churches tried to have church in the stinking parking lot, they were trying to shoo people away, issue citations, the police, they were all against the Constitution, God, free speech, the right to bear arms. Think about it. They're always trying to take your guns away. We need guns. We need more people to carry guns. Okay, why? The simple fact is, it's not just to protect your home and your family from bad people, it's to protect from the bad government. Think about it, learn about it, get a gun. Okay, so you must vote Republican all the way. And if you don't know, feel free to reach out to me or anything you can to talk to other people who are Republican conservatives like myself, people who are pro-life, conservatives, believe in the Constitution, veterans. Most veterans, they're conservative and they believe they're pretty much Republican unless they're not aware of what's going on. So, yes, there are a few bad apples in the Republican Party, but they will be wiped out in the next 2 to 10 years. So basically, what's happening is all the little people that are in the Republican Party who are not following what the people want, what's good for America, they're going to be wiped out. We're also going to probably end up putting term limits and everything else on. Okay, so the main thing about this message is the fact that we need to have free speech. All speech is free speech, whether it's misinformation or what. Even Joe Biden's State of the Union address that had so many lies in it, free speech. Okay. If anything should be taken down, that crap should have been taken down. So, with that said, I want to thank you for checking out this video. I hope, like I said, like, share, subscribe, support me any way you can. Visit buygodsmoney.com, and I hope to see you on the next videos that I do. Please subscribe, and we'll talk to you on the next videos. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.